On our trip to some countries, the police arrested us and fined us in some countries due to the most curious and stupid laws in the world. Please watch out not to get into trouble when traveling abroad like we did. Here are some of those. Watch until the end, and if you know of any more unusual laws in the world, share them in the comments.
Illegal to wear lace undies in Russia. Lace underwear was effectively banned after Russia introduced a regulation that meant clothing that came into contact with skin needed to contain at least 6% cotton, citing safety reasons. The idea behind the regulation is to protect customers against synthetic fabrics, as these do not absorb enough moisture and can cause skin problems. As lace underwear often doesn't contain any cotton, this is why it was outlawed. In Florida, women can be fined for falling asleep under a hair dryer. Make sure that you are well rested before going to the hair salon. If you fall asleep under the dryer, which may happen because it's so warm and comfortable, and for many busy women, may be one of the few moments that we have to sit still, you can be fined. You can also get the salon owner in trouble and run the risk of a permanent bad hair day. So stay awake. Only 1 glass of wine for married women in Bolivia. If you are married, it's only 1 glass of wine for you if you are in La Paz, Bolivia. It's believed that more alcohol can make a woman more immoral, hence this sexist law. No Buddha tattoos or selfies allowed in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka treats the mistreatment of Buddhist images as a serious offense. Visible tattoos of Buddha can prevent you from entering the country or have you deported while posing for photographs in front of Buddha statues will be met with repercussions. Don't wear high heels in Greece. Historic sites in Greece, such as the Acropolis, do not allow women to wear high heels to prevent causing damage to these monuments. The Colosseum in Rome also plans to implement this rule. You can't wear camouflage clothing in Barbados. Barbados, along with some other Caribbean countries like St. Vincent and St. Lucia, ban the wearing of camouflage attire for anyone not in the army. Not even children are exempt from this rule, and adults found flouting it will be fined for doing so. Don't spit in Barcelona. Spitting in public is definitely frowned upon in many places, but in Barcelona, it will be met with steep fines. Building a sandcastle in Spain is illegal. Be it adults or children, whoever is caught building a sandcastle in Spain could be fined. The fines vary from location to location. In some places, like the island of Majorca, the penalty amount is 100 euros. However, in places like Galicia, the fine amount can go up to 1,500 euros. Climbing a tree in Toronto is illegal. In places like Ottawa and Toronto, one cannot climb trees without a permit. There are lots of trees in these places, but think twice before even touching them. In case someone is caught climbing one, then they need to pay a hefty price. Winnie the Pooh t-shirt is banned in Poland. Do not wear a t-shirt with Winnie the Pooh on it, as it's banned in Poland. The cuddly little bear does not wear pants, hence the ban. So if you have one of these t-shirts, it's best to leave them at home when in Poland. Don't you feel this is one of the craziest laws in the world? In South Korea, it's illegal to turn off camera sound. The law in South Korea that rules against muting the camera shutter sound stretches all the way back to 2004 when smartphone technology was first introduced. The purpose of the law, which dictates the sound must be at least 64 decibels, is to alert people around the photographer that they're taking a picture. Driving shirtless in Spain is illegal. Nationally, driving without a shirt is banned. The Spanish Traffic Department DGT forbid this for drivers and passengers, as the seatbelt can rub against the skin. The penalties for doing so range from €80 to €200, depending on the police officer's judgment. Drinking in the 72 hours before an election in Mexico. Whether you're a citizen or not, able to vote in the election or not, drinking in the 72-hour period leading up to either a state or national Mexican election is banned. Along these lines, you'll find it tough to get your hands on alcohol from corner shops during the Holy Week period too. Russia's unusual obsession, a fine for dirty cars. In the vast expanse of Russia, there's one driving rule that might leave you pondering in disbelief. Are you feeling too lazy to wash your car? Think again. Russia takes car cleanliness seriously, and failure to maintain a pristine ride can result in a fine of up to 2,000 rubles. So, keep your vehicle sparkling clean to avoid these unexpected consequences. Illegal to picking nose in Israel. Picking one's nose on the Sabbath is illegal. Why does this law exist? The reports about the prohibition were widely circulated and misunderstood in the secular press in Israel, to say nothing of abroad. The press reported a religious directive, handed down by a rabbi, prohibiting nose picking on Sabbath. In India, suicide is legal, but attempts not. Attempted suicide is a serious problem requiring mental health interventions, but it continues to be treated as a criminal offense under Section 309 of the Indian Penal Code. Riding bicycles is banned. Iranian women are prohibited from riding bicycles. Regarding officially banning women from riding bicycles, the law argued that riding bicycles often attracts the attention of men and exposes the society to corruption, and thus contravenes women's chastity, and it must be abandoned, according to Iran's state-run media. No jaywalking in Malaysia. In Malaysia, jaywalking is considered a traffic offense and perpetrators can be penalized with fines. The penalties are in place to deter jaywalking and encourage the use of designated pedestrian crossings for safety. In Switzerland, forgetting your car key is illegal. If you leave your car and forget to take the ignition key with you, the police might punish you with a fine of 60 Swiss francs. You'll be fined if caught hiking naked in Switzerland. Hiking naked is illegal in Switzerland, and one can be fined if caught doing so. In 2011, a Swiss hiker was fined more than $100 for his bare-bottomed walking adventure. Don't feed the pigeons. Feeding the pigeon in St. Mark's Square in Venice will be met with a fine. This has been done to reduce pigeon numbers and the damage they cause to historic buildings. And don't feed pigeons in San Francisco either. It is also illegal to feed the pigeons inside the city limits of San Francisco. Called the rats of the sky, authorities have termed their large population of pigeons a health hazard. Don't step on the Thai banknote in Thailand. The Thai currency has images of the country's revered king, and thus stepping on the currency is akin to stepping on His Majesty's face. This is termed both an insult and a criminal act. Don't honk in New York City. It is illegal to honk your horn in New York City. If you do, you could face a fine of $350. This is one of the unusual laws in the world that will be really tough for Indians to follow. You can't swearing in the Emirates. Swearing in public is completely prohibited in the Emirates, with the use of the F word being a crime, as it disgraces the honor or the modesty of a person, according to Article 373 of the Emirates Penal Code. Swearing is punishable by up to a year in prison and a fine as high as 10,000 dirhams. It's almost $2,722. Don't deface the national flag of Turkey. In Turkey, it is an offense to deface or in any way insult both the currency and the national flag. If you're found guilty, you may receive a prison sentence of 6 months to 3 years. Some destinations have become popular not just for its beauty, but also because of its bizarre laws. Please note that laws in different countries can change from time to time. Always check with local authorities or legal sources for the latest updates before visiting any country. Do you know of any more unusual laws in the world? If so, share them in the comments below.